Hi guys, Gino Curtin here, going to be playing on Hearts of Iron 4. Now, I have seen quite a few videos on YouTube from different gamers looking at Hearts of Iron 4, all playing different countries with different political ideologies. However, for those of you that's new to Hearts of Iron 4 or wondering, how does everybody learn everything, let's look at going through the tutorial. Now on this tutorial, you do play as Italy, okay? But all will become clear on what you need to do as we go through this tutorial. So, welcome to the Hearts of Iron 4 tutorial. You'll be taking charge of Italy during the period leading up to the war. Reading the tooltips will help you to understand things as you play, so it's recommended that you make good use of them. So as you can see from the 4 images, it shows you exactly what buttons on your mouse do what. You've got your left click, which is select units and provinces. Move units is right click. Zoom in and out with a scroll, or hold the scroll and move your mouse around to pan the camera. So we need to start by dealing with the alerts at the top of the screen. Now there is a great guide for beginners on the Hearts of Iron 4 wiki site, okay, and we do have a list of objectives that we need to get done. So we've got to be using 19 military factories, 20 civilian factories, 11 naval dockyards. We need to set a national focus, queue a division for deployment, as well as get 4 technologies researching. So let's minimize this for now and go straight in with what it's told us to look at. So at the top of the screen we do have a list of activities that need to be completed. So we've got the research slots. There's 4 of them at the moment. Okay, so as you can see, this is a research screen. You have a number of research slots that each can research a technology. We need to click on the empty research slot to select something to research. Countries have different amount of research slots, with major powers usually having more, and it is possible to unlock an additional research slot through national focuses, but we'll cover that later on. Okay, so I'm just gonna not show this again because we've read that. And the first research, now this is a research tree. Although it might seem overwhelming at first, it is actually not too complicated. We have highlighted some technologies that are recommended to research in the beginning of the game, and it's a good idea to research technologies that boost your country's industrial base, as well as more general military improvements. As the game progresses, it might be valid to research more specialised technologies, such as doctrines or aircraft. It all depends on what you're trying to achieve, but again we'll look at them later. So technologies can take longer to research if you are trying to research something ahead of time, but there are national focuses again that can reduce the ahead of time penalty for certain technologies. So the first one that it's telling us we need to be looking at, was support weapons 1. That has a 5% increase for defense and a 5% increase for breakthrough for our infantry, mobilised, as well as our armoured. It also has a plus 2% defence and breakthrough for our cavalry, and a plus 3% breakthrough and defence for our mountain troops, our paratroops, as well as our marines. So we'll get that researching. The next one it did show was to get electronic mechanical engineering. That does give us a minus 2% to our research time. So anything that we research in the future will have that reduction on there. The third research slot, we will be looking at using basic machine tools, which gives us a plus 5% production efficiency cap. And finally, we'll be looking at construction 1, which gives us a construction speed of plus 10%. So with that out of the way, the first icon has disappeared. Next, we'll be looking at a national focus. Now, at the moment we are at war with Ethiopia, which is why they are highlighted in blue, and it also shows you the fastest way to get to the research slot. So this is the national focus screen, and it allows your country to select its political goals, which will result in effects or bonuses that helps the game progress. We have highlighted a couple of national focuses for your convenience that we recommend that you start with. The reason this path is recommended is because it allows you to gain another research slot as quickly as possible, which allows us to do one more research simultaneously. So we will go for the Ethiopian war logistics. I'm just going to turn the game volume down a little, just so you can hear me over everything. So the national focus has now disappeared. We do have 3 civilian factories, which is that there. So this is the construction screen, and it is used to improve your states and provinces by constructing buildings. In the beginning of the game, it is suggested that you build civilian factories for a couple of years before starting to build military factories or more specialised structures. By building civilian factories, you will be able to construct more buildings in the long term, and all 3 civilian factories will be constructing new buildings according to their order in the construction queue. Civilian factories have been highlighted for your convenience. Click it to activate build mode, and when build mode is active, click on the map to queue the construction of a building. So there we go, that's our civilian factories. So we'll add a couple in that state there. All you need to do is just click on each state. The more you click, the more it will add. We'll add another one there, another one there, one there, and add a couple in there. Okay, so as you can see, we've got 12 factories building another factory, and then as each is built, it will then add more onto there as well. So that's that done there. We've got 3 military factories. So this is the production line screen. The production lines produce the equipment needed for your war effort. It is recommended that you produce both the equipment you need now and that you might need in the future. There are 2 types of production lines, military and naval. So there's the military there, and that's the naval there. The more factories are assigned to a production line, the faster it will produce the equipment you need. A production line can be created by clicking one of the 4 highlighted buttons to the left. Once you select an equipment type from one of those 4 categories, a production line will be created for that equipment type. Read the next page of this hint to see recommendations on what to produce and how many factories to assign to each production line. So, as we can see from the image, there's 10 military factories assigned to producing weapons 1. So we just need to click on build infantry and artillery equipment, and then select weapons 1. And we need to select a total of 10 factories on there. Now we do also have support equipment, so again that's under build infantry and artillery equipment, and then support equipment. Now that's only recommending to use 4 factories, so that's all we'll stick on that one for now. The next one's artillery, and that's for 3. There is also then the BA-65 aircraft, so that's a close support aircraft, and it is recommending to put 2 factories on there, and that's a total of 19 factories in use at the moment. Now it is also wanting us to build a Mistral class destroyer and stick all of our 11 dockyards on there. So we've got the Mistral class there, and we will stick 10, 11. So we can not show that one again, and we can come out the productions queue. Now as you can see, we've got no divisions in basic training at the moment, but we do have insufficient resources as well. The final one there is just telling us we are at war with Ethiopia. So to cover the next part, the next objective that we do have, as you can see, we've completed 5 of our objectives so far. We just need to get a division queued for deployment, so we need to click on the recruit and deploy, or alternatively you can click on the option there. So this is the recruit and deploy screen, and this is where you queue new divisions for training and later on deployment. We recommend that you add a division d'infanterie division to the queue. So that's that one there. And divisions in training will first attempt to gather the equipment they require. Once they have equipment, they will begin their training. Training progress can never exceed equipment progress. We need to click the train button to add a division for training. Once divisions have completed their training, they can be deployed to a location of your choice. You may only deploy divisions in your core territory. So on the next page, divisions can be produced serially and are in parallel. So if I was to click train, we will just minimize that for the time being. We can see we can add units. So a shift click would add 5 lines on top of the one we've already got. And a single click, as you saw, only added 1. We can also set the number of serial training divisions in each line on there. So I think we'll add a couple on there, and we'll increase that up to 10. Now we do need to set a location for where these will be deployed. We'll probably just go for Tuscany for the time being. So as you saw, once we've started that, we've got another tutorial on there. But we'll cover the next tutorial in another video.